10 by 10 is on Chinemelu's channel, and this movie talks about a man who is in search of a child and ended up marrying three different women from three different tribes. And the last one, fortunately, gave him his first child. The other two wives, who happens to be the first and second wife, always fighting, disagreeing, destroying things until the third wife came into the picture and showed them how it's being done to be a wife until they learn their lesson. So, yeah, that's what 10 by 10 talks about. Let's start the review with Gentle Jack. Now, he was a keke driver. Well, not keke driver per se. He was a master at keke driver's park. He's the one who got married to two different women and ended up married a third wife just because he was in search of a child. Now, his character as a husband, I don't even understand what he was doing in this movie. Should I start by saying that this movie seems like a comedy show, a comedy skit to be precise? If you watch this movie, you enjoy it if you're a fan of, Asaba kind of vibe or Asaba kind of movie, because it was just vibes upon vibes. Nothing serious was really, there was no head and tail, or should I say there was head, there was no tail for this movie. Gentle Jack, car park master, nothing was really holding him until he wanted a child and ended up cheating on his two wives and bringing in the third wife. We don't even know how he got to, was he even married to the third wife? That's the first question. His role was nothing short of comedy skit. I cannot even pinpoint exactly what his importance in this movie was, aside separating fights between the two women or the two first wives. Nothing else was holding Gentle Jack like the Gentle Jack that we know of 20 years ago. This movie is just not it, guys. Gentle Jack, like I said, his role was just separating the women or his wives from fighting and then flirting with another woman who happens to be his third wife. That was all he did in this movie. Separating, making sure the women are peaceful. That's it. Like, you can't even say, wow, this is a role that is mind blowing or convincing, or you can remember it for something. Nothing like that. He's just known as the women husband. Let's talk about Destiny Etiko and Uju Okoli. Let me just combine the two women together. Now, Destiny played Yoruba woman, and then Uju play as a Edo woman, or not necessarily a Edo woman, not even Igbo. The women just didn't agree, just because they are first and second wife, just because they feel they are not having the attention of their husband individually. So practically they misunderstand each other, and also their tribe difference. So yeah, that, like, there was no concrete reason why they were fighting. If you ask them why they were fighting, misunderstanding their tribe difference, and that's it. Like, that's what I'm saying. This movie here, if you watch it, your IQ will be reducing. You'll be asking yourself, is it worth watching? That's what I say. If you're a fan of a Saba movie and you think this is a storyline worth watching, then you're welcome. But reviewing it alone, question yourself if it makes sense to you. I don't know if you guys can full understand what I'm trying to say, but if you don't understand, then I think you should go and watch the movie. Then you will definitely get what I'm trying to say. The two women, the reason why they were fighting was, it doesn't make sense. There was no concrete reason why they were fighting. After they even revealed, they themselves were like, why are we even fighting ourselves? So at the end, it doesn't make sense. But that aside, their fighting scenes were interesting. they try to prove to each other that they can outdo each other in terms of the fight, trying to show that yeah, one person is superior than the other. Acting their fighting scenes were okay, especially if they had misinformation from this gossip woman who was just putting more petrol in their fight. That was exciting to watch. Their fighting were the only exciting thing to watch in this movie. And if you are interested in seeing Yoruba Edo woman fight all the time, then I think this movie is for you. But if you are not, skipping it is a good decision, because guys, you guys know that things are expensive, data is expensive. This is not something you have to watch just because you know you see it. 10 by 10. The title is catchy, but is the movie worth it? Nah, it is not. So, like I said, the two women is only their fighting scenes that is quite impressive or quite interesting. And then their makeup in terms of how they describe themselves with their tribe, as well as their costume. Yeah, costume was, and also lastly, I want to talk about their disability. Or yeah, their disability. Um, Destiny has something wrong with her leg, deformed, and then Uju also has something wrong with her arm, deformed. So I think with that they did it very well. That was kudos to them. They were not out of character in terms of their deformed uh portray character that they were doing. I think that was okay, that was good. And their fighting scenes, yeah, that was pretty much it. And then we talk about the lady that was gossiping and putting fire in their fight. She did well. She was interesting to watch. How she was able to manipulate two wives, gaining from here and gaining from there. That was interesting to watch. Lastly, I want to talk about the third wife that came into the picture. This woman here, I don't even know what's wrong with her. First of all, I want to ask, is that how she normally works in real life, or this is just acting for acting purposes? If it's for acting purposes, I want to ask, all her movies that I've seen so far on YouTube, why is she always walking the same way, protruding her backside all the time and shaking her backside like she why does she act like um, I don't want to sound me like, but why does she act like the way she acts? Is that the only thing she does in all her movies? Why does she act like that? Is this is why people don't watch YouTube movies, and they disrespect the industry a lot because of characters like this. What was that she was doing in this movie? And come to think of it, what is that wig? The braided wig. What is that? If she was to be on low cut all the time, dye the hair, shape it very well. If she was in low cut all the time, that would have made much better and much sense. And then, have a very beautiful makeup on. That would have been far better. But the braided wig made her look ridiculous. That was, guys, rating this movie, I'm going to rate it 0.5/10. If you want to watch it, 10 by 10. You're going to find this movie on Chinemelo's channel. So if you're interested, you should check it out. I'll see you all in the next video. I don't even want to talk about the rest because this movie is just ridiculous.